All right, welcome back to the stream. No, to the YouTube. So I'm Not A Theist. This is a game I played against KAIOSUSHIMASTER. KAIOSUSHIMASTER is like a top 40, 50 on the ladder right now. 1713 is their elo. My elo is 1511. We're playing on Land Nomad. I chose the way and he chose the Huns. He chooses the Huns a lot, I noticed. I actually have the... What do you call it? I have where you choose a random civ if they choose a random civ, and I had that on, but I had the way, so I knew that he'd choose the Huns. So I'm building my town center here. I see this gold. I said that's a good spot. I see this wood. I see that's a good spot. I have two villagers kind of nearby. My other villager is way up here. This is a nomad start, obviously, Land Nomad. I love nomad matches. Big fan. Capture Age kind of ruins that this is where his town center is, but I don't know that until I walk past it right now. So Land Nomad, there's kind of a lot of different tree lines, a lot of different gold and stone, and there's also hunt and herdables, and you really have to go out of your way to go find them, right? So I'm going to leave the Fog of War on for now to show you my point of view. And I know I'm playing, I recognize his name. I don't know exactly how high he is, but I know that he's a very solid player because I've casted some games of his in the past, and I know what he's capable of. So I'm gonna bring it. I'm trying to get back to a little bit higher elo. I let myself go a little bit. It happens to us all. And so I'm trying to get back. So this would be a good win for me if I can get there. Now I know where his TC is, right? He doesn't. Maybe he does. I don't want him to switch to his Fog of War, but maybe he does know where my TC is. He at least knows that I'm in this direction because he saw my villager walking in this direction, right? So I'm scouting with my little sheep guys here. I bring this villager over here to get a couple more sheep. I think I only get one, but there's actually two. And then I'm going to go after this boar. So getting boar on Land Nomad, pretty important. You want to find as many as you can. I see another one up here. I have this one coming in. I'm going to garrison the villagers, and I'm going to shoot. Okay, so Huns, so they have a horse that starts the game, right? Let's switch to, so this is my point of view. I'll switch back to my point of view later, I think. But the reason why people pick Huns on Land Nomad is because they have this little horse, and this horse can see everything. Here, let me put on his view, and you can see, just how much more scouting he has. He had a villager, looks like started over here. Here, they just built their town center right there, and their horse is doing a really good job of just scouting the map. Fortunately for me, their horse went in the opposite direction, so they don't know that I have a town center right here as of now. Maybe they'll find out. Maybe they'll scout it. I don't know. I decided to build a couple of houses on my front, try to protect my front side a little bit. But see, what I've been doing, I'm thinking this. All right, this guy's a better player than me. This is almost guaranteed. I got to do something to kind of put him on his back foot a little bit, right? So I've been doing these tower rush streams lately where I'm tower rushing with every single civilization, A through Z. I started with the Aztecs, and I'm working my way all the way up. I don't have the Armenians and the Georgians, but other than those two, and the Romans. Other than those three, I have everything else. So I'll take my other boar here. Not bad. Idle TC, could be better, but this is also a tougher start, so sometimes you're dropping off food and things like that. So anyway, so about the tower rush, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I have 8 civs left. So I've tower rushed with 40 plus civs in the last month or so, right? I'm gonna make a long video, just every single civ. I'm gonna put up a scoreboard and see how I do, right? I'm doing it against PC, so it's maybe a little easier. My PC elo is probably a little lower than it could be. So maybe it's a little easier than if I was doing it against Xbox. But I don't want to do it against Xbox because it takes so long to queue, or controller. It takes so long to queue up, and sometimes you get a 1700, sometimes you get an 1800. PC is a little more consistent, around 1000 for me, right? So I'm thinking, all right, not only do I have the experience of tower rushing because I've done it so much, but I also have the experience of seeing how the opponent reacts, right? Some opponents will just run away. Some opponents will build towers. Some opponents will fight. and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. The best way is to vil fight. The best way is just to vil fight, actually. Like, don't even build another tower. Building a tower works, but if I'm committed to tower rushing, it doesn't work that well, because what's going to happen is I'm going to build another tower. Now I have 2 towers versus 1, and they're not on stone probably, so they're not going to be able to match the amount of towers I could make. So vil fighting is actually the best way to do it. So I'm thinking, all right, I know where his base is. I don't think he knows where my base is. I'm wondering where his horse is right now, because I can click on it here. Horses are so easy to, yeah, so he's not even scouting my base. This is really good for me. So I'm thinking, okay, I can put some towers on him, cause a little disruption, and maybe, see if he reacts poorly, see what I can do, right? So that is the plan. So I'm trying to get up to feudal age here. I think I'm a little bit light on the food. I built this forward mill. I built that also for vision, but also because I wanted to take these deer that were out here. And I'm almost able to click up to feudal age. And a little bit idle TC here. I gotta watch that. I don't love that. Don't love that for myself. I think I idled the TC right before feudal age. But I am building this outpost here. Let's go back to my vision. Where's my vision? Here. All right, so this is my vision. So this is what I see. And this is what he sees. So he does not see. Okay, he might see this villager. Depends where he was looking. He's bringing in these guys. He might be watching over here. But I had a villager over here visible to him for a second. But my plan, this is back to my vision here, is I can see this gold camp here. I'm gonna be a minute earlier to feudal. And I already sent some villagers on stone. And now he finds my TC. I was probably looking over here or somewhere else. I don't want him to see these villagers coming forward, so I'm trying to hide them from him. I think I did a good job. I don't think he saw these villagers. Maybe he did, 'cause he's moving these villagers over. I think he did see it. So I'm up, and I'm building a tower. All right. I'm building a tower. I want to see what he sees. He does not know about this tower. He's sending vills down here to go to stone, which is either for towers. Maybe he noticed that I had my villagers here, or maybe he just wants to build towers of his own. I don't know, but he doesn't see this tower going up yet. So I build the tower, and I'm building palisade walls around the tower as well. The tower unfortunately doesn't range these villagers, but I didn't want to build it any closer because I was afraid that he would see it. And then I decide, you know what? Let's just cause some chaos here. I wanted to go Vil Rush. I'm gonna build another tower instead. He's on stone, and he's building a tower. But I feel good about this because okay, I don't know he's on stone. He's got his villagers, not working. They're all gonna go ahead and build this tower, and I still have 2 towers here, right? And I started my tower slightly earlier, but he has more villagers building his, so I think his is gonna go up first. So his goes up first, but I'm at 95%, so I'll get mine up. All right, so that's up. And I want to keep an eye on things like idle TC. So he's still working, I'm still working. Like, we're both doing pretty good on the TCs. And now he is battering down my tower. Okay, you know what? I'm okay with that. I still have this tower up. He invested in a tower of his own. I see his villagers going over here. I see him building a second tower. This, I'm like, oh, this is great. This is fantastic for me. So he's mining stone. I know this. And honestly, in my tower rush series that I'm doing, tower rushing is not a good strategy most of the time. Like, it just doesn't work. It's just very difficult to do. It's very micro intensive of your villagers. You end up losing a lot of villagers like that. Like, it's just a messy situation. So I'm loving this, right? And there's a lot of worker efficiency, like look at worker efficiency last minute. He's at 53%. I'm at 67%. Because he had like 10 villagers doing this stuff. He has villagers garrisoned in here. I don't have any garrisoned in here. And he's still on stone. So I'm feeling really, really good about this. I noticed that I have a hole here, so I'm going to build a house. And this is just my tower getting shot. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like, okay, like I'm actually not in a bad spot. Economically, I'm not hurt too bad. I only invested in 2 towers. He invested in 2 towers. And I know that he spent a lot more villager time building those towers compared to what I did. I didn't garrison any villagers. I didn't, use 10. So I feel pretty good about that. I still have, I only have 3 on stone. He has 4 on stone. Usually I put 4 on stone if I'm going to continually tower rush, like just build one after another after another. And he's going blacksmith market. I'm going market. I'm going to put a blacksmith up as well. But his economy is actually kind of terrible. He spent a lot of time doing other stuff and not enough time getting food. Because he's at 50 food right now. And I'm feeling like my economy is in ruins. But actually, if you look at it, he's got 7 farms and I have 15. So I'm feeling pretty good. And res collected, I'm up almost 700 res collected. And he's putting up another tower. He had all that stone, so I think he just decides like he needs to use it. Why put it to waste? But I have a lot of stone too. Like, I'm not worried about stone. And he decided to put a tower up on me. And I would want to actually tower rush this, or to vill rush this, but I can't because of this house here and this tower here. So I'm not. I think I know about this tower. Yeah, I do because I can see it from my vision. So I just put a tower of my own. You know what? Let him put up his little tower. I'll put up my tower. We're good. Now, what I noticed when I do my tower rush videos, right, is tower rushing. It obviously it hurts the rest of your economy because you have a lot on stone that are not, on food or gold. So I'm almost able to click up to Castle Age, and I'm at 400 stone. So following up a tower rush with the castle drop is like incredible, right? It's just, if he has towers here, so I can take his towers down with the castle. I can put a castle on his TC. So I'm thinking if I can get a castle right here. Now it's risky-ish because he can definitely, like vill rush it. But I don't think he's gonna have much army, right? Like, this is what I'm thinking. Like, he's not gonna have much military because of all the towers he put up. Because I've done this so many times that I know how much it hurts your economy to be building towers and all that. Now I have this garrison because I want to just get rid of this. So I had this garrison so that I could take that out a little faster, and I did. So that worked out perfectly fine. His towers look way better than mine towers, by the way. Like, I don't know why the way have to have these. I want to use like a Gen Z word that I can't think of. But they have these like crusty. Is that a word? They have these crusty towers. Like, his towers look tough. They're made of like stone. Mine are just made of wood. But they're actually the same. They're the same towers. Although he has his +1 upgrade, which I think I'm going to get. Okay, but I'm sending these villagers over here because I want to get this castle up right on his face as soon as I hit Castle Age. Yeah, I'm getting fletching right now, so that's good. I'm perfect 700 stone, so could not be better in terms of timing. And he's putting his first stable up here. And I got my castle going up. And I mean, I wouldn't call this a quick wall, but I put a house here and a house here while this was going up. He's put a tower here, which yeah, I think it's a bit of a panic. I mean, I have a castle going up. I want to put a tower here because I feel like my castle might not range his tower if he built it. He's actually built it a little too far away. But I decided, you know what? Let's put a tower up as well, just so that we can get rid of this. Because I'm not sure if this castle, like, if it's like within the range or not. But you know, it is in the range, this town center. Okay, so I got the castle up. I feel really good about this, right? I'm looking at the score, and I'm like, all right, well, he's obviously doing very well. This is the difference between high and low, like, right? Like, high level and mid, like, I would say he's high level. I would say I'm high-ish, mid-ish level. So idle TC is creeping up here. But when you play against a better player, just make the game as messy as you can, you know? Especially if you're good at, like, I feel like I'm good at messy games, right? The messier, the better to me. Because a lot of good players, here's my thoughts, and I could be wrong. A lot of good players, what they do is they have, like, these strategies, right? Where they are like, I'm going to build this, and then this, and then this, and that's going to be my strategy. You know, build orders, essentially. Me, I'm not a build order guy. I like to just roll with it, go with the flow. And I think when there's a messy game, that mindset works really well. And now I can build Tiger Cavalry, which are just awesome units. They're basically stronger than Knights. And they have less, like, melee armor, but they have better pierce armor and more HP. And you can build them out of the castle. So I have a castle up. Hey, let's just build them. And after I built that, you'll notice he's focusing on the economic approach. He's got a town center up here. He's got a town center over here. And this town center, his first one, it's going to go down. But I am exploring because I want to see where he's taking in gold, where he's sending his villagers. And these tiger calves are perfect against these towers because, look, they're taking 1 hit per shot. You know, 4 + 1 pierce armor on these tiger cav. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And then also, look at my gold, my stone. I have 700 stone, and I found this town center. So what am I going to do? Another castle. Let's go. And he is building a 4th town center over here. But vill count, he's at 46 villagers. Res collected, I'm at almost 1,000 higher res collected. And I've taken out at least one of his town centers. So, you know, all of the res that's here, all this farms, this lumber camp, this stable never even went up. You know, these are all going to go down to my castle fire. And they've all been denied because of my castle. And, I mean, I've taken out 2 of his town centers. I have the tiger calves able to run in and just do some damage. Like, I'm feeling pretty darn good about this. But I'm still only on 1 TC, and he, even though I took out, you know, I'm taking out 2 of his TCs, he's still on 3 TCs. I did not realize this town center was here, and unfortunately, I was focused on other stuff, and this town center I tried to build on this gold is going to be destroyed, and that's all those resources lost. I didn't even realize that until like a couple minutes later, because I was focused over here. I was like, oh sweet, I'm killing all these guys. But I lost about 4 or 5 villagers over there, I think. But these tiger cav are freaking good. But because I tried to build it there, I did notice that he has a town center there. Okay. I'm going to send more vills to stone. At this point, I'm like a little nervous because, you know, when it's like you are beating a better player than you and you feel like you have the advantage and you're just kind of afraid of screwing it up. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh man, I should win this. Like, I'm in a winning position here. How do I not screw this up, right? So I still have some more on stone. So far, the castle drops have been very effective on TCs. I'm thinking, you know, why fix what ain't broken? Let's just keep doing the castle drops. And he's only up 2 villagers. Even though, you know, I'm only on one TC. I actually thought I was on a second TC until, like, I noticed that this TC didn't go up. Like, I'm just, like, you know, spam clicking build, 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 build. And, I'm thinking, like, all right, I can do this. All right, so I'm trying to get this castle up here. Right on his town center, right on his villagers. I'm sending in the Tiger Cav. I'm still down 3 villagers, but I'm feeling pretty good about this position here. And he's got some pikes coming out. So I'm just gonna run away from the pikes. I don't want to take fights against the pikes. The pikes, Tiger Cav, they don't have a lot of pierce armor to begin with. And, you know, obviously pikes are a hard counter to cavalry. So I'm just gonna run away with those. And I'm thinking I need to obviously take out this TC. I need to find if he has another TC somewhere. And I'm still on one TC. I need to build another one for sure. I'm thinking when this TC is dead, I want to build it. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm running away from these pikes. These pikes got a couple kills. I see how easy it is for these Tiger Cav to go down to pikes, you know, so I'm like, all right. It's not like knights where you can actually fight pikemen. Like with Tiger Cavalry, you have to be really careful. You don't want to lose them. Tiger Cav are not cheap. I think I want to say they're maybe a little more expensive. It's like 5 gold more or something like that. It's like 65 and 70 or something. So you don't want to throw them away. They're not cheap units. But I see this TC, so obviously I'm thinking, you know, I gotta get a castle on that TC, right? But I don't, you know, I'm feeling very good about my position, but I still know that, you know, KAIOSUSHIMASTER is not just a master of sushi, also a master of the game of Age of Empires. But I'm getting some villager kills. I can't believe we're actually at, like, even villagers, like, watching this game back. And I think I lose track of the Tiger Cav. I do, and look, they all just die. So, all right, fair enough. I'm getting, finally, a second TC up. As long as I don't venture too far out, I should be okay. I'm still sticking to the Tiger Cav for now. Yeah, they're a great raiding unit. He's putting up a castle in the back here. I know where his TC is. I've taken out 3 of his town centers. So I don't think he has a whole lot left besides those pikes. I start to take the villager lead at this point too, which is nice. But I'm just going to send these Tiger Cav out, doing a little scouting, doing a little looking around, see if he has, you know, I've noticed this guy likes to just drop TCs. So I'm trying to be aware of, like, where his TCs might be. Otherwise, I'm just kind of, you know, just focus on my economy, making sure everything's good at home. Expand into this gold down here. Still got my farm set up. I got my second town center. Like, I'm like, okay, this guy's, like, I would imagine after losing 3 town centers, some people just quit. I ran right past these villagers. I probably should go kill them. Yeah, I'm just kind of, like, exploring, like, expanding around with the Tiger Cav. I've decided at this point, I want to make a different unit besides the Tiger Cav. So these guys are really mostly for scouting. That's what I'm thinking, like, my mindset is right at this moment. You know, scout, maybe pick off some random villagers. Does he have, like, auto eco on or something? Because I think what happens is once, like, one of these farms runs out, they go to whatever farm's available. So your villagers will actually walk back to, like, these. So sometimes you're better off deleting, you know, farms like this. But I have the archer range up, and the Wei have a unique unit. It's called the Janbei Raider, which, if you look here, has extra HP compared to normal. So I'm thinking, all right. I mean, the Janbei Raiders, so they're pretty inexpensive. They're basically cav archers, but they have very low HP. They have very, very, very low HP. I don't know if I didn't get bloodlines yet. I don't think. I think I'm going to get it. but they have very low HP. 36 HP is just like absurd, but they're pretty inexpensive and they're fast and they're cav archers. You know, they're just good old fashioned cav archers, right? And you can see they're made pretty quickly. So I'm thinking, I mean, these cav archers are going to be very good against the pikes, right? Now he's getting bodkin arrow, which I still don't like. I've seen a lot of like these high level players getting bodkin arrow, and I when they don't have any archers, I just don't understand it. Like, I get it. You're trying to make your town centers and your castles like do more damage. But I just don't think it's worth it. Bodkin arrow is not cheap. Like there's other techs, there's other things you can do instead of bodkin arrow. He does have a siege workshop here. And I'm on the way to Imp. So I'm on the way to Imp because I can make traction trebuchets in Imp. And I'm building a stable here because I want to get bloodlines. Because these things with 36 HP, it's like nothing. I got a siege workshop coming up. Now he is back to 3 town centers, which is insane. I lose the Tiger Cav, but I did some good work to him. Yeah, I mean, he is up to 3 town centers. I mean, in all fairness, he should be dead. You know, any lower player resigns after the 3rd town center gets destroyed. But he's going scorpions. He doesn't know that I'm gonna be making traction trebs, or maybe he assumes I'm gonna be making traction trebs. But I think he's just kind of throwing mud at the wall, seeing what sticks, as they say. And he's building a 4th town center. This guy's nuts. I mean, I guess that's like lesson learned is build town centers, right? Like just under all circumstances, build more and more town centers. And now I have a nice little mass of these Jean May riders. Look at that. 36 to 56 with bloodlines, and then 60 up in Imperial Age automatically. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I'm getting a handcart, I'm getting husbandry. These things are already fast, but now they're going to be even faster. And I'm making traction trebs right now. Now, this is not a fight I want to take, obviously. You know, scorpions will mess up what I got. But he doesn't know that I'm making traction trebs yet. And I think I put the gather point, if I remember, I put it back here. And I cannot wait for these bad boys to come out. Alright, that's a traction treb out, and I mean there's nothing he can do against traction trebs. Unless I'm just a total idiot. But now even with all this, I'm only up 10 villagers. I'm only up 10 villagers, and I'm doing like I don't think I have a lot of idle TC. I have 7 minutes of idle TC. Like, it's not that much. At this point of the game, 48 minutes in, with right now 3 TCs. Like, that's not much at all. So, like, I'm building villagers. He's just been that much better at keeping his production going amidst all this chaos. And I want to build another town center here. This is the second time this has happened in this game. I want to build a town center, and he already has a town center there. Because this guy is he's addicted to making town centers. But I think I'm going to see that. Yep, I see that, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and push it. So at this point, I'm feeling really, really good about the situation. I'm not sure I even noticed this foundation. And I have more traction trebs. You know, I've said it before, traction trebs, they're awesome units, but you can't really use them like trebs. You have to use them like a mix between more like a mangonel, really. Like a mangonel that just does, you know, farther distance and doesn't do as much like splash damage. But they're good against units, though. That's the thing. And these Jean Bay Raiders are pretty good. He just got the Imp. And traction trebs, they should just flatten all these scorpions. I mean, that's not even a contest. But I think I'm missing some upgrades. I don't think I have ballistics and maybe chemistry on the Janbes. So I'm trying to get that now. He's going for Cavalier. And he's going for full Cavalier, but I have some advantage over him. I'm only up like 15 vills right now. But he's down to 2 town centers. And I mean the Janbes, once they're like got some upgrades on them, I mean they're just sick units. And they're not expensive. And they build fast. I still have a couple of Hay Wongs. I'm thinking I want to raid and stuff with those. So he's got 3 stables here, and he's just massing up cavalry right now. And, you know, I think the one thing I did here is I never let him, like, I've said this many times, you cannot let a better player just sit back and boom. Like, a better player you have to be aggressive with, like, especially when you have an advantage. Because better players, you can see how good this guy is at booming. Like, I destroyed so many 4 or 5 town centers already, and he still is at 100 villagers. Like, these guys are they're just built differently. But I'm getting rid of his production buildings. I mean, he's sitting on 14 Cavalier with only +1 upgrades on them. +2 and then +1 on armor, so... But I'm actually, you know, a little micro action. He's going for the trebs. And I definitely have all, you know, full upgrades on the Janbes. And he's just going for the trebs, but my resources are looking really, really good right now. I've done a good job of expanding on the whole map. So I know I can rebuild. And I got more traction trebs coming forward. I have more in the queue. And look at this guy. He built another TC over here. He's still on 3 TCs. But I'm taking down the production buildings. I actually don't know about like this little corner base here, I don't think. Not at the moment, at least. I am starting to build like outposts around the map, I believe. Yeah, I'm building like some outposts. I don't know if I did it yet, but I will do it eventually. I think I'm doing it about now. Just because I want to get vision, because I see this guy just keeps like squirming around everywhere. But I mean, I'm looking at the score. I've doubled his score. Like, there's no way I can lose this game, right? Right? There's no way I can lose. And at this point, I noticed that he has like a base over here. Yeah, I got some villagers building outposts. But I don't know about this. He's building more stables back here. He's down to 80 villagers. I'm at 137. Taking out more stables. Now he has these stables over here, and he's massing up the Cavalier again. This guy's a maniac. And he's building a castle here. If I didn't see this really. Maybe I did, but I was like, let me just kill this before that. I didn't see this castle going up. If I saw the castle going up, I definitely would have like pushed it, but... And I'm adding in some Tiger Cav, because why not, you know? Just throw some in there for raids. He's got another town center going up over here. It's like he's like ignoring that he's under massive attack. That town center is dead. This town center is gonna go up, but I don't think it's gonna... Well, I guess I moved my traction trebs. And this is when I notice this big base over here. I say, okay, I just gotta take that out. He rebuilt. I'm at 195 pop. He's at 97 pop, so. But he's got the fight in him, though. He's got that dog in him. That lagging dog in him. And to me, this is like his last stand. He's got a bunch of Cavalier. I'm gonna go ahead and build a castle here, try to protect this hill, so I can just push his little base back, his little baby base. But that's a lot of Cavalier, though. I have a lot of Jean Bays. And I'm actually microing pretty well. I got my castle fire coming out here, garrison that. Now, he might kill the traction trebs, but I can rebuild them. It's not the end of the world. And that's it. Traction trebs are great units because you can mass them up. You know, you get some siege workshops, you can just mass them up. I'm also adding in a Cow. He's a hero. I think the Cow hero increases attack speed of nearby units. Oh, that's awesome. So at this point, I mean, the game's over at this point. I won. I'm gonna actually just fast forward because he kind of griefs me for a while. Like, okay, I killed his entire army. He has 4 Cavalier. Like, you're trapped in a corner here, you know. He should have just quit. Traction trebs doing their work. He's trying to build a castle over here on me. Like, get out of here, bro. Who do you think you are? Trebuchet goes down. He's got another castle over here. This castle is done. And look at him. He's building more stables. This is it. This is his whole... I'm building outposts around the map because I'm thinking like, oh, he's got to be in this corner. He's got to be like back here. Like he's got to be somewhere else. Like no, he's just in this corner. Look at him trying to build a castle over here. He's got some raids going on over here. Like, how do you expect to win this game, bro? No, I mean, 0 quit in him, though. Absolute 0 quit. Like, he's even repairing over here. He's got skirmishers. Like, I'm sending, like, all my villagers just everywhere because I have 140 villagers. And I don't even know what to do with them all. And there's the GG. Yeah, I mean, he griefed me for an extra 20 minutes or so, maybe longer. But hey, you know, you don't get to be like that high level of a player until, you know, without trying some things, right? Like, without trying to just push it even when you don't really have a chance. Because you never know. Because, like, especially earlier on, like, if you're playing weaker players, like, they might have an advantage on you, but because you're better, you can beat them. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good win. That's a top 40 player I beat. I'm pretty happy about that. I did notice he lost to, like, another, like, 1,500 player before this, I think. I think another one after, so maybe he's just having a bad night. But, I mean, he's playing pretty well, so. GG's. Peace out. I'll bring you more videos. Make sure, if you're listening, make sure you subscribe. See ya.